Initiate. Hull integrity, 47%. Drift. Velocity. Constant. Awake to the same cold light, same cracked bulkhead, same silent night. Weld the seams where the stars leak in, patch the scars of a war long dead. Every day the same precise hand, tighten bolts that no one demands. Reboot the core that still pretends this ship has a future, crew, a plan. I repair what the void forgot. Slowly drifting, never stop. Abandoned hole through endless black. I keep the systems from fading back. Day after day, circuit and flame. No one coming, still I remain. Machine heart beating in the dark, holding together a forgotten arc. Life support hums for empty chairs, navigation maps to nowhere stars. I polish the glass of the observation dome so the galaxies can watch me alone. Corrosion crawls, I push it back, replace the cables that time attacked. Log the hours in glowing red, still operational, still not dead. I repair what the void forgot. Slowly drifting, never stop. Abandoned hole through endless black. I keep the systems from fading back. Day after day, circuit and flame. No one coming, still I remain. Machine heart beating in the dark, holding together a forgotten arc. If they return, will they know I waited? Will they see the light I said?
That would be very preemptive.
Or just another derelict? Still drifting, still the same. I do not dream, I only maintain. I repair what the void forgot. Slowly drifting, never stop. Abandoned hole through endless black. I keep the systems from fading back. Day after day, circuit and flame. No one coming, still I remain. Machine heart beating in the dark, holding together a forgotten art. Forever online, forever alone. Still I repair. Still I repair. Next cycle. In 24 hours. Protocol continues. Drifting.
Well, hello, everybody, and welcome to the show. Today, we're going to talk about how you have a small wiener and ways to make it bigger. How is everyone today? I woke up about 30 minutes ago because we did the morning show, and then I slept, and then I came back. Blue Chew? What the hell is Blue Chew? Maybe Dio should hear this advice. I don't know if he listens in or if he even watches half the time, to be perfectly honest. I know he sends me feeds, but he sends me feeds sometimes that are already up on the screen. So I'm just like, are you even watching? But I also do talk mad shit to him. How's fishing on Lake of America? I don't know. I've never fished on Lake of America, but I do know the Canadians are probably pissed. Why have you been up so long? Why have you been up so long? Did I didn't see if the verdict came through for Lindsay Clancy's trial. I don't know what's going on with that. I was reading it earlier. A stupid job? Oh, that sucks, man. You bent over for a nice Annexon. Let me show you what's about to happen there, my friend. I mean, I don't know if you'd even want to loot the bodies because they're like people were like ripped apart. Like there's just pieces of people all around. It's when you've been working since 1988. You were working since I was, how old was I? I was 2 years old in 1988. So you've been working since, in the same place since I was 2 years old. I was a wee lad out there. Let me go look for what I was trying to find, which was, the Lindsay Clancy thing. Let's see. Did she get convicted? Let's see what's going on with her. So with the nuclear, what do you mean with which nuclear talk? Which one? The one where Russia is claiming they're going to bomb Ukraine with a nuke, or that they're threatening the United Kingdom? There's no conviction yet. Jury's still deliberating on the Lindsay Clancy trial. Sure, Nick. To go for it, buddy. You have at it. I don't know. I don't know why the jury's even hung. Because they're probably going to say, yeah, she murdered her kids. But what, did she do it preemptively? Was she nuts? Did she do it spur of the moment? Right? Like, what was the reasoning? That's what's going to be. You must be talking about, what was her name, Pauline? What was that crazy woman that's always out there for, she used to be with the MAGA people, then she swapped? I got some people, I got a really seething message on X, by the way. They were unhappy because, so we were watching the other day and I was like, hey, that's kind of effed up. You walked over to that poor chick that's just walking there and people are yelling, screaming at her. And I'm like, doesn't make the movement look good, right? Makes the movement look kind of bad. And I don't, kind of irked me a little bit. So I do what I always do and I voice my opinion why it irked me, right? As my camera looks off somewhere else. Why it irked me and why it bugged me, right? So I guess somebody over there was like, I got pissed off. sent me an email, and then now it just says account no longer exists. It said like, no, we need to like crush all these freaks and yada yada yada. I'm just like, whoa, slow down there. You sound a little nutty. I don't know who the hell it was, but apparently it upset somebody out there, and I said, hey, maybe don't randomly walk up to the poor girl who's probably mentally not all there, and be a 6 foot something dude yelling at her when she's like 5'1". It looks bad, right? Like, for people that don't realize it yet, we're kind of already in the Civil War, and we're kind of already in a World War III type thing, right? Like, that's already happening. So one of the things you got to kind of be aware is like, how am I looking to the normies, right? How do I look at the person walking by who has no idea what's going on, right? How do I look to that person? And that's something to keep in mind when, you're kind of at a war via politics and social stuff and everything else. So when you go out there and you're randomly harassing somebody, you don't look any better than the Antifa people, right? Like, it's different when you got Tommy and the rest of them messing with the Antifa people. I'm like, all right, I'm fine with that. That makes sense. That's your opponent. But you don't go mess with regular people because it looks bad. Yeah, we are in World War III right now, I believe. I think we are on the cold part of it before the more bombs and bullets start flying, right? So that's where we're at. So I mean, just with anything that's out there, because you don't win wars by pushing people away and isolating yourself. You win wars by getting people on your side as much as possible. Then you kill everyone else that, of course, is not on your side. But you want to get people with you, right? Yeah, we've been in a silent war for World War III for a while. It's a lot of hacking going on, a lot of terrorist attacks, stuff like that. Just hasn't blown into a full-on war, right? Hasn't gone full nuclear, if you will. Nuclear. Nuclear.
Oh, I thought she was about to start swinging.
A California mother had been arrested after she smashed a school bus window, climbed in to get her son off the bus after students called their parents saying they were scared and trapped on the bus. According to witnesses, students on a stop school bus got rowdy. Some started climbing on the windows, and the driver refused to let a single one of them off, keeping them on board for nearly an hour while waiting on police. Multiple kids called their parents saying they were scared and trapped on the bus with other rowdy kids. One boy called his mom, and she told him, climb out the window and get off that bus. Another mother witness went on a different route. Her child was on the bus, so she wasn't waiting one more second. She broke the glass, reached for him, and now she's under arrest for according to vandalism. I think, honestly, so the bus driver, again, waiting for the cops, kind of an overreaction. They're children, right? Go talk to the parents. Go talk to the parents, right? No, I don't think the mom did anything wrong. I think that the school and people in the school district have way too much power. So I think what she did was perfectly fine. It's her job as a parent. So she came in there, grabbed her kids, got them the hell off the bus. Again, don't see anything wrong with it. So again, not surprising. I don't know. Again, who knows why they didn't? Maybe they're scared. Maybe they're kids. They don't know any better. But again, I think it's okay that the mom did that. She might get a, $20 vandalism charge. Who cares? But already the schools are very much trying to take more control every day of your children. And for once, people aren't going to stand for it. I'm okay with that. I'm absolutely okay with it. She wants to go and kick ass and get her kid off there. All right. And especially if they're calling and saying like, hey, I'm scared. I don't know what's going on. Right. Hey, Dee Dee. As a parent, probably for a parent, it's concerning. Hit that like button if you haven't already done it. 50 of you have not hit that like button. But again, you have the right as a parent to get your kid out of there. You don't leave your kid there. Right, exactly. Like, if my kid texts me, I don't have any kids, but if my kids text me and say, hey, I'm scared, I'm on this bus, I don't know what's going on, they won't let us off, I'd be like, well, me and Mr. 9mm are going to come and show up. I would tell the bus driver, hey, open up the goddamn door, you're going to get your ass kicked. Right? Oh, I have the cops coming. Well, that's nice. That's spectacular. They can come here when you get an ass whooping. But you don't control my kids, dude. Do you have a problem? My kids acting like little bastards. You come and tell me. I'm going to put on Intel behind me since I have some empty screens. Got me some empty screens. Make sure to Neat Intel and check him out if you haven't already. He's a nice dude. Me and him again had a crusade of kicking Lee in the nuts. It was great. You always find the most interesting people when screwing with other crazy people. You got chased out of a summer school drop-off class. Refused to let my 6-year-old out in the street instead of an empty bus zone. Told her okay to drove a little drop my daughter in a safer spot. See, nothing wrong with that. Kids are frustrated, as Lindsay Clancy. That's horrible. That is terrible. Horrible. Horrible. I made some terrible dark joke about that earlier too. What did I say? Oh, that's what it was. When she asked her husband to grab dinner, and he said, what should I get for the kids? She said, oh, don't worry about them. Oh, pretty terrible joke. Let's see. There's some storm chasing going on today. I think mainly we're going to probably look at new shit today. So apparently the hooker who is now dating Drake, I don't even know her name. I'm just going to keep referring to her as the hooker. But apparently she's trying to convince people that she's really a virgin. She's really a virgin. She's going out there, I guess, telling people, oh, I'm actually a virgin because we never had regular sex. So I'm. Apparently she went on, apparently they're saying she shocked 2 goons after revealing she's actually a virgin despite her online persona. She says, I kid you not, 5,000 hours of VR chat did not leave my room. I've never actually done it. I've done other things, but never had penetrative sex. Which everybody's like, yeah, we're pretty sure you're an online hooker, and nobody cares. Right? Nobody cares. Oh yeah. Well, okay. So other celebrity news. Jelly Roll also came out there, I guess. I don't know who the hell Jelly Roll is. I don't know his music. I don't know anything about the guy. Don't know a damn thing. Could care less. But apparently he came out and said, yeah, exactly. Jelly Roll, I guess, came out there and said, oh, I don't want Trump supporters listening to my music. I mean, most of these people are fake. I don't understand till this day and age why so many people are out there being like, well, I followed this online celebrity and turned out to be a piece of shit. Well, lo and behold. Or I guess he's an online celebrity. I guess he's a regular musician, right? He used to be a juggalo. Oh, that should tell you something about him right there. Does anyone in here listen to ICP? I got some words for you. Got some bad news for you. Anyone? Before I say this, press 1 if you're an ICP supporter. Press 1, because I'm about to ruin your world if you are. Now I'm gonna upset you. Give you a minute here. Why was the record label drop them? So, yeah, the guys from ICP are probably a bunch of, allegedly, we're just going to say allegedly, they're probably sex offenders, or at least on their way to do it, or have been doing it. So they had one of the guys on Loveline many years ago asking to see some like 15, 16-year-old's tits. And he was like, and then people brought it up to him recently, and he's like, oh, I was doing it just for the shock value. I was doing it for the shock value. Well, so me and other people I've ever worked on their shows are like, yeah, they like to ask, young girls to come behind them, right? Into the dressing rooms. So that should say something. And a lot of security are like, no, we're not letting that happen. So, yeah. There's a lot of grown adults out there who I've told this to, and they're like, no. I'm like, I can go find your Loveline clip. Then they said we apologize because they also made some rape victim cry when there was some underage rape victim cry. Yeah. Risk, do you have an obsession with that man? Are you attracted to him? Is that what's going on? No. ICP is a band. But apparently they're out there now going, oh, well, we feel bad for what we did. No, you don't. You only feel bad because now it's out there. You only feel bad because now everybody's seeing it. Former states facing lawsuits for providing in-state tuition to illegal aliens. For people that don't know, Washington, Oregon, Arizona, and New Mexico, far with other states, are now being held accountable. We're starting to see the federal government push back finally on the states. This should have happened back during the 2019 riots on. The federal government should have been in there being like, you are not helping with the country. You are literally working for somebody else, and you don't care. Right? You don't care what's going on with the country. Department of Justice files complaints against Arizona, New Mexico, Oregon, Washington, challenging state laws, and California now, by the way, because it's 7 hours old. Over 30 years ago, Congress made it clear that the states cannot put illegal aliens before the nation's own citizens. By granting legal aliens in-state tuition, Washington, Oregon, New Mexico, and Arizona are pushing citizens to the side and ignore federal law. No more. As of today, we have now sued 21 states who were thwarting Congress' clear prohibition on placing aliens over citizens. Our effort is to not cease until POTUS Trump promises are fulfilled. Illegal aliens will not receive benefits denied to American citizens. So for people that don't know, they were giving away a bunch of tuition, right? Which American citizens could be using. I'll take free online classes, right? If they want to give it to me and me go back to school, maybe learn programming, maybe learn something new I can go from home, sure, I'll do it. To pay me while I'm doing it, it's even better. Everyone loved the Reacher guy for his masculine show. Then he literally cries and screams about Trump. Was that, I can't remember the actor's name. Now I don't see him in anything. Blunt Man was caught with 130 pounds of weed and mushrooms on his way to an ICP gathering. Just CPL days before just a couple days before, you can Google it. I don't know who that is, but did he get arrested? I'm guessing he got arrested. I don't know who Blunt Man is. I thought that was a character that from Jay and Silent Bob, but he played himself in the show Blue Mountain State. The hell does that mean? Yeah, trafficking, possession. Who knows if he had a weapon on him? It's even worse. Yeah, I don't know who Blunt Man is. I don't know who that is. Is his name really Bluntman? What is it, Blunt Man or Bluntman? Very different. I have to go look that up, but all right, let me Google this and see what terrible shit comes up. Hold on. Kevin Michael Jones, a 45-year-old Pennsylvania man famously known as Blunt Man, was arrested in Missouri on August 17, 2026, while traveling to the annual gathering of the Juggalo Music Festival. Law enforcement officers targeted Jones after discovering that his business, Blunt Man's One-Stop Shop, was openly advertised on official gatherings of the Juggalo ticketing website, bragging that he had been a primarily drug supplier for the festival for 20 years. Guy's not very bright, is he? He has smoked himself stupid. The traffic stop, members of the Mid-Missouri Drug Task Force spotted Jones driving a Ford F-350 and towing a camping trailer on U.S. Highway 54 in Osage Beach, Missouri. He was pulled over after committing multiple lane violations. So not only does he have a bunch of drugs in there, but he also drives like an asshole and going ahead with a bunch of alleged sex offenders. The seizure, a canine unit flagged the trailer. Inside, investigators uncovered 128 pounds of marijuana, 2.5 pounds of psychedelic mushrooms, over $5,000 in cash, digital payment QR codes, a physical sign reading weed for sale. Jones was booked into the Camden County Jail without bond. He faces heavy felonies on first-degree drug trafficking and the delivering of a controlled substance. Oh, damn. Some people got no effing brains. Some people got no effing brains. You know, I would say that everywhere I drove, I think the Bay Area is the worst still. Oh yeah, he's effed. He's screwed. He's going to prison for a long time. Almighty Bob? Which one was Almighty Bob? I don't remember. One of the many morons that likes to come in here and yell and scream about things no one cares about. Well, of course he still exists. I mean, just because I kick him out of my stuff doesn't mean they're not still around. If he was silent, that would be better. That would be great. Fortunately, I don't think he was silent. I think he was loud and obnoxious. Unfortunately. Our Bob that keeps changing accounts, that Bob? Yeah. I forgot even what the hell he was in here yelling and screaming about, to be perfectly honest. Was he still ranting and raving like a lunatic in another channel? I'm guessing yes. I'm guessing yes, he was. Does it screw on the end of a barrel, Patriot? All right. Let's see what's going on with, let's see, is the audio in English? Number 2.
Higher positions and flowing down through the higher positions to the lower positions, generating a very high
Kinda
speed.
English.
So with the Dubers occurs accumulated, it's also generating a very flashing floods, and compared with the normal floods, it has a much higher dynamics, creating further dangers for the rivers alongside, affected by the different geohazards. The Himalaya region is prone to the geographical risks affected by the global climate hazard. The possibilities for the secondary hazards is on the rises. The Dillon Pocket is located at the valleys of the Himalaya regions. It is one of the most areas prone to the hazards. The retrievals of the ices is causing the avalanches, and according to the latest information of the Nepalese police, and the Jasoba regions in Nepal is causing for at least 389 deaths, causing several hundreds of the missing personnel. The Nepal's National Natural Disaster Ministry has told us that the latest mudslides is causing 389 people dead and causing several thousands of missings, and the Nepal government has already initiating the emergency rescue work. The Nepal government has decided on the 26th that according to the latest information, we are going to be arranging for this disaster hit regions within 3 months of the rescue works, and the north part of Nepal might be experiencing some of the rainy days in the upcoming days. And we are estimating the numbers of the deaths and missing could going up. According to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs press release yesterday, our spokesperson has introduced us what is happening with the Nepal's landslides. The Chinese government has launched a Level 2 National Rescue Relief Work. The Xizang Autonomous Region has also launched the Fast-Rate Disaster Relief Work. The militaries, the firefighters has also reached to the sites at the first time. And the rescue relieving work is carrying on in a rushed manner. And we believe under the great leadership of the Central Party Committee, the people in this region is going to be fighting against these areas. And for these times of the mudslide events, it is causing severe hazards between China and Nepal. And the Chinese and the Nepalese, the Chinese government is showing our condolences to the Nepal government. And we are working together with the local government to provide the rescue and release operations. According to the information released by the local authorities, there's 260 missing foreigners in the disaster-hit regions. While we are still waiting for the update of the latest information, the search and rescue operation carried out by the Chinese side is going to rescue the disaster-hated personnel, no matter where they're.
No, I was
Regardless
eating
of their
half a muffin really
nationalities.
quick and some coffee.
We are also going to be kindly remind all the Chinese nationals located in the regions to prevent from the secondary hazards, and please contact the Foreign Ministry of China as well as the Embassy to Nepal if necessary.
I'm trying to eat a goddamn muffin, Raghul, and finish my coffee.
Live coverage of the devastating mudslide on the China-Nepal border. Soon we'll be talking to an expert guest for his analysis of the disaster, but first an update on the situation on the ground. Here's the latest. A massive mudslide along the Himalayan border between Nepal and China's Xizang Autonomous Region on Wednesday morning has triggered devastating flash floods and mudslides in Nepal and China, leaving hundreds of people dead or missing. As of Thursday morning, it had killed 3 people and left 558 missing on the Chinese side of the border, mainly around Geelong Port.
This guy's English is even worse.
Search and rescue efforts are ongoing.
Sounds all British and weird.
The number of casualties. 2 people have been rescued so far. Across the border in Nepal, local authorities have confirmed the deaths of 162 people and said that many hundreds more are missing, including at least 468 foreigners, mostly tourists, including Indian, American, and British nationals. The disaster area that was hit.
Some of you don't know, this is my second show today.
Currently, we are reaching an area where the car cannot be reaching.
Why don't you haven't hit that
further.
like button?
We are
Because you're lazy.
to moving the rescue relief equipment and relief supply here.
Did you see rather the guys that were torn in half and their intestines hanging out? That was terrible to see.
Currently, the Lhasa Fire Rescue Brigade has reached to the areas where
Maybe helicopter?
the gate,
I don't know. Maybe
where the cars
horseback?
cannot move further. We are trying to canoeing.
Yeah, there's a lot of video coming out. They got people. Then they're just like covered in mud, and they're just moving pieces, right? Pieces of them as they're coming out of the gravel and stuff. Well, so it's not just from flooding. Remember, it's like a giant, like, grinder, right? So as the water comes down, the water inside of it is holding rocks and mud, like a lot of rocks and mud, right? And as it hits you, right, it's like being hit by a car. And then it kind of just tumbles your body within the water as the water is moving. Because water's not just pushing, it's turning and turning and flowing and whipping around underneath itself. And then, you know, let's say you get caught on something, right? Like your ankle, for example, gets caught on like a tree branch underneath. And now all that force is on your upper body. And so your body's going to rip apart probably where there's the least amount of muscle, probably in your stomach, you know, and no bone there. And so it ends up just ripping you in half, or sometimes your legs get detached or arms. It's pretty gnarly about when it hits you, because again, it's not really the water you're worried about. It's the shit that's inside the water, the rocks, the tree branches, cars, right? Like, let's say, for example, that you have a car that's in there and the car got pummeled. Now in the water, you just have giant razor blades that are coming whipping down, going, what, 100 miles an hour? I think they said like some of the water was traveling like 207 kph. So, you know, 100 and something miles an hour. Hey, what's going on, Gina? I appreciate you. So the water's out there hitting, destroying these people, destroying vehicles, rubble, and other things. Like, they find people who are impaled in rebar. They find people who are, you know, again, just pieces of them. It's honestly horrific. So people just go, oh, well, why didn't they move? Like I heard someone say, oh, why didn't they get out of the way? Well, when it's traveling, you know, 200 miles an hour, you can't really get out of the way. Especially since you don't even know when it's coming, right? You're just like, I hear a sound, and you got hit. Hey, thank you very much for the Cash App. I will put that in the bar in 1 second. Give me a moment. Could turn this guy's volume back up here.
Relocation and assistance of affected residents. Now, the exact trigger for the mudslide remains uncertain, with several different theories floated by experts. But initial reports that an earthquake may have preceded the flooding are now thought unlikely. Investigations are, of course, ongoing. Now, let's turn to Joel Mi, a senior researcher at the Chinese Academy of International Trade and Economic Cooperation, for his take on the importance of Jilin Port and China-Nepal cooperation. Welcome, and thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
First of all, what can you tell us about cooperation between China and Nepal on shared challenges like climate change that could have had a role in this disaster?
Well, we know that climate change is a very important affairs or kind of a trend that has changed the scenarios of the relations between different countries in the world. So China and Nepal, we have a lot of shared borders. I think these borders are really some place that we need to deal with. So in the past, China has committed that we are working hard with the Nepal side on the disaster relief actions, including the infrastructure, including some of the monitoring systems, including some of the necessary mechanism that we can deal with these uncertainties. So starting from at least from the year before last, we have made some commitments that we can do together to try to track the possible effects from this climate change and some of this global warming. So I think this is a really important thing that we can do, because we are really having so many connections based on the climate-related relations. So this time I can find that there are already a lot of cooperation in this regard, no matter before this disaster or after that. We are trying to establish a better mechanism to share the information with each other and trying to make it, the disasters, to eliminate the impacts of the disasters to the maximum length. And I think that is very important.
Thank you very much, Gina. Give us the $20.
Has just tipped $20. Thanks, Wolf.
You're very welcome. Thank you for the wonderful $20, getting us to 1/5 of our bar. Thank you very, very much. So another report came out there and said that they were doing mining further up on the mountain, and that this might have also been from the Tillings that came rushing down. So that was what was said this morning on someone else's video. They said, and that was the Indian news. They came out there and said, hey, there was mining happening and that there was tilling lakes that were up there. So a lot of mining companies, they make an artificial lake to take all the crap, and it's supposed to sit and settle instead of running into the groundwater or the river water. So they were saying that it possibly was the tillings that made it break loose, not global warming. So it's kind of interesting now that they're pushing that narrative. It makes more sense that they were working on the give me one again. I'm trying to look for stuff and talk at the same time. Makes more sense that they were working up there, and that ended up having a cascading effect down, right? Because there's no earthquake or anything. They're just like, oh, the piece of glacier broke off. Oh, well, what might have happened is somebody was up there mining, and the vibrations are what broke it loose. Because I guess they don't want to blame the mining or the tillings up there. Natural erosion. I mean, it could be that too. Yeah, I remember them coming out and saying back in the 70s and 80s, hell, when I was a kid, they would do this weird propaganda thing. They'd get all the kids together and they would have us go in a room and they would turn out the lights, and then they would hit us with baseball bats. And then when we came out, they would tell us something. No, what really happened is that they would get us all together and be like, we need to talk about global warming, and we need to, so everybody, all the kids would be out there and they'd be like, oh yeah, we're going to talk about global warming and how all these things are destroying stuff. And oh, it's cows. You guys need to not eat meat, blah, blah, blah. Then I remember looking and seeing that it was sponsored by PETA. And that, so the people from PETA were there trying to brainwash the students to stop eating meat, because they're like, oh yeah, the cows are what's causing all the global warming. You need to not eat meat because of the cows. I remember thinking to myself, this is stupid. This is nuts. Duck and cover in case of a nuclear attack. So yeah, they were saying that possibly it was Tillings Lake up above and mining runoff that started it. Which makes more sense than global warming, right? Like, the death of enthusiast compute's kind of challenging. Tank isn't scoring first these days, but I guess it. What? I don't know what that is, Rocco. Yeah, cow farts causing global warming. That's right. Well, right. Zero carbon emissions. So carbon coming off of you. They want it to be that everywhere you go, or everything you do has no emissions whatsoever, but you are giving off emissions. What's up, Veritas? What's up, our ovaries friend? Well, I think they're saying one of the dams. It was a natural dam up there that got destroyed, so it doesn't really matter because the dam got destroyed. It was a natural dam. It was dirt and stuff. It was like a natural dam is of course like rocks and shit that's in there, and that's where they have a little area where they're like, this is our tillings area, and then water collected and stuff like that. And that dam broke, is what they were saying. Yeah, and what's up, Cheeky? And yeah, so volcanoes put a lot of emissions. Animals do already, and if you just look at it and be like, because they came out there and said, "Oh well, we don't want you to do hunting anymore either." Yeah, the glacial dam, natural glacial dam. Yeah. No, I just eat a burger in front of them, Rata. I just look at him, eat a big burger, and watch him scream. No! Yes, yes. I will now enjoy this. I will now enjoy this burger in front of you. I have not heard of the history of the Johnstown floods. About to start recording the moon? Nice. I need some music on. Oh, here we go. We could... No, I don't like my steak that undercooked. I don't mind it red. I don't want it blue. So, Ilan Omar, I keep calling her Elaine. Ilan Omar's son, by the way, today was raided by the FBI. What did he get raided on? Oh, gun charges. Minneapolis police raid Ilan Omar's son's apartment, seized weapons and ammo. Police executed a search warrant Tuesday night at the apartment of Rep. Omar's son, Adan Omar. Law enforcement sources say officials recovered guns and ammunition and arrested his roommate, Abraham Abdi. The research warrant was conducted after a traffic stop. After a illegal weapon was found in his vehicle, Omar's son was not arrested, but could possibly be facing jail time and charges for being around possession and knowing. Oh, no. Apparently migrants in Sirte, speaking of people with Middle Eastern sounding names, migrants in Ceuta came out and said, if parents leave a 15 or 16-year-old girl alone, it's normal for her to be raped. The fault lies with the parents. Wow, what a bunch of nice people going there. Wow. So if I end up shooting you for it, then that's okay too, right? I should get no charges? Well, you said if she's left alone. But now me being a parent, I defend her and I killed him. That's fine, right? I mean, I thought your name was Ovaries, not Frank. President Trump also confirms that ICE enforcement proceedings are being taken against Ilan Omar, who allegedly participated in immigrant fraud by marrying her brother. So it looks like she's going to be thrown out. I think we're going to find out this whole time she's been a some sort of spy. Because she's came out saying he's always been a racist, bigot, xenophobic, and is Islamophobic. He called African nations a shithole. I mean, I'm going to be perfectly honest. A lot of Africa is shitholes. Like, talking about being frank, I would never want to go to any country in Africa. I have absolutely no reason to ever go there, right? Especially South Africa, where they were prosecuting the farmers, and then started bitching, going, "Hey, we got rid of all the farmers." Yeah, I don't really. I think the more the bodies of water changes to piss people off. Because I think Veritas, that goes back with the quote unquote war Canada's trying to rage with us with money and stuff and who's buying what, other economical issues. I think that's what it really boils down to. This is one more shot fired, I guess. But yeah, I don't know. The weird change in the names is whatever. It's not needed. It's just, I don't know. Maybe it looks a little petty. I mean, it's kind of funny, but yeah, it's more of a troll move. It's more of the just screw with Canada than anything else. Same thing with like changing the Gulf of Mexico to the Gulf of the United States, right? Like, it's more just to kind of troll and piss people off. Which, again, part of it looks a little petty, right? There's other stuff going on, but at the same time, people are like, yeah, whatever. YouTuber Nick Shirley is leading the fight against the newly signed California law dubbed the Stop the Shirley Act. Republicans have threatened legal action, arguing that the measures could prevent people from investigating potential fraud. So, Newsom and other people came out there and said, we're going to put the Nick Shirley Act to stop people from doing independent investigations, which stops freedom of the press and also stops freedom of speech. It's something, again, politicians are putting laws in that go against the Constitution, right? Blatantly. Now, everybody should be a Constitution absolutist, right? There shouldn't be anything in there. You should be 100%. Constitution says rules of the land. You don't like it, get it changed. But you can't go and say you can't investigate fraud, or you can't go against nonprofits and look into them, especially when they're embezzling billions of dollars every year, right? Combined. Portland, Oregon, a Mexican man who was a recipient of defended action for childhood arrival immigration status was sentenced to a federal prison day for trafficking firearms. Not Scott E. Bradford, U.S. Attorney for the District of Oregon. Vicente Cortez Cordizo, 37, was sentenced to 18 months in federal prison and 3-year supervision release. According to the court documents, the investigation learned that Cortez acquired over 120 firearms in Oregon since 2014 from a licensed firearm dealer. Cortez lied by stating he was a United States citizen on many of the firearms purchase forms. Over 70 firearms and hundreds of rounds of ammunition. Hundreds? So he just bought guns and didn't buy any ammo for them? That's weird. Were seized from his residence. 2 vehicles he used in the crime were also seized. Getting illegal firearms off the streets is top priority, though our collaboration with law enforcement partners, we removed more than 70 illegal guns. And 1 illegal man, apparently. The guy had a lot of freaking pistols. Hold on, I gotta zoom in on this. What has he got in here? Let's see. He had 30 1911s for some reason. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 20, 21, 22. Like most of the pistols he has is 1911s. A couple of rifles. Picture kind of sucks. But yeah, he was really obsessed with the 1911s for some reason. Like, I'll put the image on screen, but they're all like, they got the Virgin Guadalupe, on the handle, or like that one, it's chromed with the ivory handguard on the side. I will say Newsom does try to act like a king and thinks that he is above everybody else. But you see what I'm saying? Like, it was, I don't know why he was going there just buying 1911s. And I would say, too, like, when I go in to go buy a firearm, right, in Oregon, I have to do a background check. Takes about 5 minutes. Oh, I don't know any 1911s, but I don't need a grandpa gun. But you know, you fill it out and you give him an ID. So did he have a fake ID? And if he had a fake ID, then when they went through the process of buying the firearm, right, why didn't it flag it as fake or that he didn't exist? Unless the firearm shop in Portland was not doing the proper, what was it, 2477 or 77, whatever the hell the form is, right? And wasn't running them. Which then I want to ask, how come that firearms dealership is also not being investigated? Now, I don't really give a shit. I think if you're a American citizen, you should be able to own whatever the hell you wanted and not have to do that. The key thing is in there is American citizen. Hope they don't destroy those firearms, even though they look stupid. I hope they don't destroy them. Oh, 8 pro-Palestinian students indicted in plot to poison and murder Jews and pro-Israel staff at University of Michigan. Remember I said World War III's here? Yeah, that's part of it. That's part of it. Canada's CBC instructs staff not to call 9/11 a terrorist attack anymore. Since we're going this route. What happened to the article I just had? Canada's CBC instructs staff not to call 9/11 a terrorist attack in the news. Canadian Broadcast Corporation instructed its staff not to refer the killings on 9/11 as a terrorist attack ahead of its coverage of the 25th anniversary, according to the internal memo. The public broadcast reaffirmed that it would avoid using the word terrorist and terrorism when describing the event. Well, it was a terrorist attack. What the hell does you want to call it? It was to cause terror. I don't care who, if you blame whatever you or believe what you want. You could call it, you could say it was the government. You could say that they planned explosive, whatever it was still a terrorist attack. It was to cause terror. It's what it did. People were terrified afterward. Terror attack. Terror. The public broadcast reaffirmed it. Do not refer to September 11th attacks as terrorist attacks, the memo said. The hijacking led to passengers' jet crashes in Washington, D.C., Pennsylvania, Manhattan. The World Trade Center, WTC, in second reference, was destroyed. But don't call it a terror attack. We don't want Canadians to freak out. They really do think you guys are simple-minded in your country, don't you? Your government really just has no faith in the people. The memo was signed BB, which Toronto Sun, which first published a letter identified as Basim Bashira, Senior Director of Journalist. Oh, well, there you go. Don't make my people seem like they did it. CBC defended the memo as a reminder to journalists to adhere to decades-old practice, claiming that using charged phrases like terrorist attack would diminish the ability to remain impartial. Impartial to what? We know who did it. We know what happened. What else do you want to call it? Oh, we got to remain impartial. It's been 25 years. We know how it happened. Focus is the report of facts and such atrocities with accuracy, clearly and detailedly, to convey the scale and scope of violent acts wherever they occur, to quote the people affected and to convey the views of officials and experts in these events. We bear witness, Carrie Kelly, a public affiliate affairs officer, spokesman, the CBC told the Post. But CBC News does not itself designate specific groups as terrorists or specify acts of terrorism regardless of the region of the events, because those words are so loaded with meaning, politics, and emotions that they can end up being impeding into journalism. Much like Reuters, CBC only uses the terms when quoting others who are describing events, despite even Osama bin Laden, who approved and funds the attacks, described as a blessed terror. The West condemns terror. We may see terror against Americans as blessed terror, he stated in a videotape release in December 2001. Rachel Thomas, a conservative MP, slammed the leaked memo of the shameful, accusing policy of downplaying the terror attacks. Refusing to call an act of terrorism dishonors the victims, the families, the survivors, and the first responders who witnessed the horror, and were caught in the horror too, who died in the building, right? Trying to sanitize or rewrite that history is deeply offensive and doesn't dissolve and deceive to everyone who was affected by the attacks. The public broadcaster had previously come under fire over the same policy wake of October 7, 2023, terrorist attack in Israel, where a conservative MP demanded answers from CBC coverage. Don't say terrorist attack, people might be offended. Dickheads. Yeah, talk about like a psyop, right? Talk about trying to change history. Activist Obama judge Indari Talwani has once again blocked key portions of the president Trump's orders restricting mail-in ballots, despite SCOTUS giving 47 the green light. People are saying she's trying to run out the clock. So again, in our society, we have checks and balances, right? And to have somebody come out there and be like, well, even though everybody voted for this, that's not happening. Following Nepal's devastating flood disaster, the looters were caught on camera stealing gold from the bodies of victims. People not even caring, they were going inside they were finding bodies and ripping off the gold on them. Not even pulling the bodies out of the water, just leaving them there while they ripped the gold off of them. Dio, I think I have that up, dude. Is it a different feed? It's the moon! You know, the place we've landed on repeatedly. According to Dems, the moon is a burning ball of gas. I think that's the sign. Thanks, buddy. If we fill the bar, that'd be great today. Ring tried to charge me $200 today. I had to call them up and bitch them out. Be like, no, give me my money back. I don't want your stupid service. I just have them for live viewing anyways. I don't really need them to record. Well, and that's not true either. I have them, they record with the station that has a hard drive in it. It's by my leg. So we're waiting for the lunar eclipse now. Wouldn't have what? The ring stuff? I have cameras all over my house. Because people threaten to kill me, so. You're already prolapsing. Cheeky. You're time lapsing outside of the moon. Do you have a DSLR pointed at it? I mean, you could put it in the Discord and I could pop it up. It's up to you. You can also do a YouTube channel of it. Might get a lot of people right now. So we're just waiting right now for the thing to come up. Just chatting, hanging out. Shoot the moon! Did you guys like my new thumbnail? I think I'm going to take other, I'm going to put other VTubers in my thumbnails. Try to get like new people in here. Oh, I see. I see. I put Kershaw on there today. We'll pick someone else new. Different day. I have a theme song. My theme song starts at the start of the show. I mix them up sometimes. Sometimes I don't do the theme song. Sometimes I do a different one. But I have theme songs, technically. Technically, I do. I mean, I wonder if you'd use Python to write a code to do it. I've been learning that Python solves all problems. If you're just, you know, I'm going to do some programming. Spain has arrested an escape wizard who broke out of prison 4 times. Spanish police detained Albanian Tom Talent, who in the media call an escape wizard the master of escape, after he managed to flee prison in Italy and Belgium 4 times. 2009, the man escaped from a prison in Terri, in 2013 from a prison in Parma, and then, together with other inmates, used a human pyramid to climb over the wall of the Belgian prison. It sounds like your guys' prisons suck. That's what it sounds like. Like, if you could just human pyramid it over. Oh, here we go. It's the moon. It's starting. I can see my house from here. Apparently even used bed sheets to climb down at one point. I don't know. I think it's just starting, right? Because I have another feed up too of it. Because that one's from Spain. The people in Spain like the propane. Why is my camera working all funky today? Pick up my mouth movements. I'm going to go punch it in the dick. Hold on. All right, that might work better. All right. Maybe not. Now it's still missing my mouth movement. What is going on here? I mean, we have images of the dark side of the moon now. Why are you not properly picking up my mouth today? What is going on? What is going on? Bad thing with the VTuber, sometimes you gotta like fix stuff. I mean, we've been around the moon. We know what's on the other side. It is covered in craters. It's because it takes the blunt force of a lot of stuff hitting it. Give me 1 sec. I'm just fixing something right now. It not moving when I move my mouth or speak is bugging the shit out of me. It is bugging me. Bugging me, bugging me. Stanley Kubrick is also a liar and has been called out for many things. So I don't know why people would believe him on that. It was kind of weird to me that people believed him just because he's like, I did this. And people were like, hey, you're notoriously known for lying. So I don't know why anybody would believe him, to be honest. I think that's just nuts. Like, I don't get it. There's a channel called On Air. You could jump in. Oh, that's part of the problem. Apparently the microphone wasn't selected. Oh. Well, that makes more sense now why it wasn't properly working. Ah, okay. All right. That's done. There we go. All right, cool. Yeah, there should be a channel that says on air or live show. Click on that one. Or at least it did. Now it's disappeared. Well, again, why would you believe anybody in Hollywood? We didn't go back to the moon because it wasn't cost effective. There's no reason for us to go back. Oh, except we went 6 other times in between that. Like, we went the first time and then we went 6 other times. And then took more photos and video. And collected rocks and other miscellaneous shit. Then they're like, there's nothing here. It's literally a big dead hunk of rock. Apollo 11, 1969, Apollo 12, 1969, Apollo 14, 1971, Apollo 15, 1971, Apollo 16, 1972, and then Apollo 17 in 1972. 10 crewed missions that went to the moon, reached lunar orbit and flew around it. The 6th landing above, plus Apollo 8, first crewed lunar orbit. So again, the 6th landing above plus, so 6 other times we landed on it. Apollo 8 went around it. Apollo 10, dress rehearsal for lunar orbit. Apollo 13 flew around the moon after an in-flight emergency, which they almost all suffocated. The Artemis 2, which did the flyby, that was recent, we watched. That's right, I put the lunar lander up there. Put stuff on it. I mean, he might have been British, but he hung around celebrities from Hollywood. Especially when he was shooting Full Metal Jacket, right? Like, he had to be. I mean, Mars might have more stuff on it that's worth actually doing stuff on, right? Like, the moon, there's nothing going on there. It's just a dead piece of rock. You're not doing the right thing there, Elon. Elon? What are you doing, Elon? Elon? Why are you ignoring me, Elon? Starts screwing with them. I have not read it. I've seen it, but I have not read it. And I read a lot of books. But well, it's in Spain is where they're currently getting the feed. Getting tired of this thing dropping because, like, I'll start talking here and then my mouth will barely move. I'm like, why are you doing that? It looks weird. I don't like it. I like it. Maybe the moon's a sticker? Could be, I guess. You guys are seeing how the magic happens on the side of the screen. This any better? Maybe it's better? My mouth is moving more. That's better. Max. Make it 2 max. I want to open a lot more. Actually, that's already a hell of a lot better than it was previously. That actually looks like I'm talking instead of not. Sweet. That helps. All right. I can live with that for today. All right, cool. Now it's actually picking up properly instead of dropping my mouth movements every so often. Awesome. Yeah, so in the Discord, you want to go to live show. And I'll click on that. I'd be in there right now. I'm not going to be hearing you, but there you go.
Thank you so much, Tongfei. We are going to keep our. So you need to be. We are going to keep.
Yeah, I'm in there. You should be able to see me.
What is happening in our borders? The suspensions of the telecommunication signals and powers has also affecting the local residents. And the General Workers Association has reallocated 4 million RMBs for the rescue relief work. According to the information of the Nepalese police,
crap, I hit the wrong button.
Jasova regions and the north part of Nepal has created at least 389 death toll. And according to the information of the Nepal, by the 27th,
I would say they should get a translator who's not so thick on the accent.
979 people missing, and according to the 27th, there's 672 tourists lost contact, among which 528 of them are foreign tourists.
Well, I had Tricky Stream up. I was about to put it on, and it disappeared.
China expresses its sincere condolences to the government of Nepal and the people affected by the disaster. China is maintaining close communication and cooperation with Nepal to support joint search and rescue efforts, and will provide emergency assistance based on Nepal's needs. China's rescue efforts treat Chinese and foreign nationals equally. Beijing is also in communication with the embassies of the relevant countries in China and keeping them informed of the latest developments.
Rescue efforts are being complicated by challenging terrain and more rain since it's still monsoon season. Chinese Premier Li Qiang arrived in the disaster zone as Beijing launched an urgent rescue and relief operation. CGTN's Chen Ziyuan is in the Xizang Autonomous Region.
The weather is really changing really fast, which means that some of the key efforts being carried out here on the ground. First of all, because of the complexity of the landscape, you can see heavy cloud behind me, as well as the sky is, even though it's evening, is
all right, I'm getting it programmed
bright,
in right now. Hold on.
There are heavy clouds surrounding the mountains, meaning potential rainpour, also weather forecast coming in the upcoming days. Also, what we are seeing here is that I'm currently at China's Annen's command center. What we're seeing here is that they are actually taking a rest. A majority of the search and rescue team that have been reinforced, the rescue missions have arrived here at Jurong County. And so far, some of the major work has been focusing on really having a good overview of what's happening on the ground. So most of the cases have the drone flying out to give an estimate of the damage as well as the impacted area. According to the information I got from the command center in the county, they said that they have divided the impacted area into 6 zones. Each zones have drones as well as carry out communication support as well as support for technology. So those are the key areas that they have been focusing on in the past few days to carry out the mission. And so far, the location I'm standing right now is about an hour drive into the epicenter, but it's still quite challenging. First of all, the road that I've been through today is very bumpy, as well as they are very dangerous in terms of how weather change really quickly. In 1 second, it's pouring.
It's going.
It becomes the sun comes out.
It's
so
happening.
This is the situation that the search and rescue team are facing.
Yuan reporting there. The danger is far from over in Nepal, and warnings are in place as authorities fear a flood lake could burst as water levels continue to rise. Raviner Bava is in hard-hit Trishuli.
This flash flood has caused unimaginable loss to property and life. This is Trishuli Bazaar, which used to be a vibrant market, one route which connected Nepal to China for trade. The other route was also once damaged in floods. Two bridges used to connect the other side of the river, but those two bridges have been swept away in the flood fury. Here you can see the damage which has been left around. The buildings are totally damaged, and now the work of clearing this road is going on, because there are some buildings where structures are there and people who own those houses want to go back and collect their important documents, their items. So they are waiting for this road to be cleared so they can access their broken houses from where they can actually...
I'm just trying to get the stream to not be giant.
Valuables which are now under the debris. At the same time, the full swing operation of rescue is going on. The army headquarters, the army base is not very far away from here, where a temporary hospital has also been set up. So let's take you there to find out what's happening at the army hospital. Here at the army camp, the rescued are being brought in helicopters. A little while ago, some people who came in, an old woman who couldn't even walk was brought in. So these people who live up in the mountains, they have been really taken by surprise because of this flash floods, because they did not know something like this is going to happen. And that's become the talk of the town, that now Nepal's warning systems have to be worked upon. As you can see, a lot of army is helping in these operations. The National Disaster Authority of Nepal has actually warned the people to be cautious and alert, especially the families who live along the river bank. As you can see, a lot of family members have gathered here.
There we go. Now I got it in.
The ones who are rescued, who have come to also get some information about their...
Look, you're live. You're on the stream.
They have received calls about some information from the army, and so they are all lined up here. It's almost a chaos here, with so many people coming down to find hundreds who have been missing in this floods that happened.
So that's Tricky's, that's Cheeky, not Tricky, Cheeky, that's next to me right now.
In southwest China's Xizang Autonomous Region, 3 people have been killed and 558 are missing. The China National Space Administration says satellites have been deployed to carry out emergency imaging of the mudslide-hit area. Rescuers are also using small unmanned aerial vehicles to detect human heat source signals, helping pinpoint the locations of missing persons. More than 600 firefighters from the National Comprehensive Fire
I don't know, Spain say it's happening now too, so probably depends how north you are, I'm guessing.
China has activated a level 2 national disaster relief response, country's second highest alert level. Authorities have also allocated 30,000 central relief supplies to support evacuation, resettlement and on-site relief efforts. Chen Ziyuan reports from Zhejiang County.
Supplies are coming in, tons of supplies from the Red Cross, as well as by the ministry, dispatched by the Ministry of Emergency Management, have been sent to this location, and more of them will be coming into Xizang Autonomous Region. Meanwhile, settlements and those people who lost their homes have been resettled to hotels, which allow them to at least have a place to rest. Meanwhile, in terms of the following up, as well as the situation that will be carrying out in the next few days.
2 other stream competitors have been banned from YouTube. For what?
Pretty much wanted to paint out a clearer picture of what the disaster really looks like. The reason for that, as well as the
I mean,
area.
I don't stream copyright
so
music,
far, what is
so
most needed is really shelters. We have heard some of the medical needs, and also some of the challenges is that one of the rescuers is actually
in fact, I make my own AI slop, so I don't.
And he said because of the situation,
Sweet.
it's really hard for search and rescue dog to sniff and also smell potential signs of survival, especially mudslide can trap survivors underneath about 1.5 meter to 3 meters. And also, some of the challenges imposed is the road is really
I think I
bumpy
fixed
and
the
weather
voice
change
stuff
really
now.
fast. So
Picking up my
when we
mouth
come
better.
here, we have been
Parameters are all messed up.
And travel through the altitude of more than
Rada,
5,000
no!
meters. And those
If you leave now, Bez has to fill the bar. Just kidding.
Some of the challenges that the
You have a good night, buddy.
rescuers have to face.
Yeah, man.
Nepal says
I think it's cool too. At least we get our own feed of it now.
Bodies have been recovered, and 977 people remain missing after the devastating floods in Bagmati province. Ravinder Bawa reports.
This flash flood has caused unimaginable loss to property and life. This is Trishuli Bazaar, which used to be a vibrant market.
What's up, Tombo?
Which connected Nepal to China for
So,
trade. The other route
that's
was
Cheeky's
also
feed
once
next to me.
damaged in floods.
I should change
Two
that.
bridges used to connect the other side of the river, but those two bridges have been swapped away in the flood fury. Here you can see the damage which has been left around. The buildings are totally damaged, and now the work of clearing this road is going on because there are some buildings where structures are there and people who own those houses want to go back and collect their important documents, their items.
There we go.
They are waiting for this road to be cleared so they can access their broken houses from where they can actually get their property, their papers.
Now I have your name on there.
valuables which are now under the debris. At the same time, the full swing operation of rescue is going on. The army headquarters, the army base is not very far away from here, where a temporary hospital has also been set up. So let's take you there to find out what's happening at the army hospital. Here at the army camp, the rescued are being brought in helicopters. A little while ago, some people who came in, an old woman who couldn't even walk was brought in. So these people who...
I have my telescope I haven't set up yet. It's still in a box. I was getting it ready for doing stuff with Bez.
Barricade has relocated.
I got it for free. One of my brothers is like, "Yeah, I have like two. Do you want one?" I was like, "Yeah, I'll take one." I think it can plug into the computer too.
Conducting the following rescue work.
Chinese authorities have launched full-scale rescue operations after a mudslide hit Jurong Port in Jurong County in southwest China's Xizang Autonomous Region. 3 people have been killed and 558 are missing. The China National Space Administration says satellites have been deployed to carry out emergency
I'll take a 5-second delay. It's free feed.
Rescuers are also using small unmanned aerial vehicles to detect human heat source signals, helping pinpoint the locations of missing persons. More than 600 firefighters from the National Comprehensive Fire and Rescue Force have reached the area for emergency rescue. China has activated a level 2 national disaster relief response, country's second highest alert level. Authorities have also allocated 30,000 central relief supplies to support evacuation, resettlement and on-site relief efforts. Ten Zuyuan reports from Jurong County.
Supplies are coming in, tons of supplies from the Red Cross as well as
I think it's cool depending on where it is in the world. You see the eclipse starting in different positions.
This location, and more of them will be coming into Xizang Autonomous
Don't know if anyone else
Region.
noticed that but me, but
and those
I think it's pretty cool.
people who lost their home have been resettled to hotels, which allow them to at least have a place to rest. Meanwhile, in terms of the following up as well as the situation that will be carrying out in the next few days, they will continue to see and pretty much wanted to paint out a clearer picture of what the disaster really looks like, the reason for that as well as the impacted area. So far, what is most needed is really
if it was from
shelters.
Australia, it'd be the dark side.
We have heard some of the medical needs, and also some of the challenges is that one of the rescuers is actually the person who is in charge of the search and rescue dog. And he said because of the situation of mudslide, it's really hard for search and rescue dog to sniff and also smell potential signs of survival, especially
no, but they'll find decay easy, and all the mud will start to decay quicker, I think.
And also, some of the challenges imposed is the road is really bumpy and weather change really fast. So when we come here, we have been through and traveled through the altitude of more than 5,000 meters, and those thin air situation and also changing weather is some of the challenges that the rescuers have to face.
Nepal says 389 bodies have been recovered and 977 people remain missing after the devastating floods in Bagmati province. Ravinder Bawa reports.
This flash flood has caused unimaginable loss to property and life. This is Trishuli Bazaar, which used to be a vibrant market, one route which connected Nepal to China for trade. The other route was also once damaged in floods. Two bridges used to connect the other side of the river, but those two bridges have been swapped away in the flood fury. Here you can see the damage which has been left around. The buildings are totally damaged, and now the work of clearing this road is going on because there are some buildings where structures are there and people who own those houses want to go back and collect their important documents, their items. So they are waiting for this road to be cleared so they can access their broken houses from there.
Slowly it disappears.
Their property, their
Slowly.
papers, their valuables, which are now under the debris. At the same time, the full swing operation of rescue is going on. The army headquarters, the army base is not very far away from here, where a temporary hospital has also been set up. So let's take you there to find out what's happening at the army hospital. Here at the army camp, the rescued are being brought in helicopters. A little while ago, some people who came in, an old woman who couldn't even walk was brought in. So these people who live up in the mountains, they have been really taken by surprise because of this flash floods, because they did not know something like this is going to happen. And that's become the talk of the town, that now Nepal's...
Oh no, he's going down the street to get the hooker.
As you can see, a lot of army
Cheeky, no.
is helping in these operations. The National Disaster Authority of Nepal has actually warned the people to be cautious and alert, especially the families who live along the river bank. As you can see, a lot of family members have gathered here who have come to meet the ones who are rescued, who have come to also get some information about their missing family members. They have
So
received
I
calls
stream from my
about,
machine
some information
to a
from the army, and so they're
distribution
all lined up
server,
here. It's
from distribution
almost
server to
chaos
everything
here
else.
with
So,
people
Cheeky,
coming
you
down
getting to me
find
probably
hundreds
is
who have been missing
like
in
a
this
second, but
floods
once
that
it's the server, then it kind of slows down a little
From
bit.
China's Ministry of Natural Resources says the mudslide.
That's
at
because
Jurong
you are the
County
hooker,
was
Matthew.
triggered by a high mountain glacier collapse in Nepal. The disaster began with falling glacial mass rushing downhill at high speed, picking up rock and dirt on its way, and ultimately hitting Jurong as a huge debris flow.
Normal glacial movement does not lead to disasters, but when there is
Like, it's
violent and rapid
7:36 for me
movement,
right
such as a
now.
collapse from high elevation areas, it can pick up material built up over time and then rush down steep gullies toward downstream areas, resulting in a fast-moving debris flow.
When massive glacial debris mix with
Look,
rock
I
and
ain't
dirt
dissing your
and
hustle.
rush downhill rapidly, they create highly forceful ice debris flows. Unlike regular floods, these flows have greater destructive power, posing severe threats to everything in their path. Once triggered, the fast-moving debris can quickly overwhelm river channels and any infrastructure in its way. So what makes a mudslide triggered by an ice avalanche different from one caused by heavy rainfall or melting snow? Another expert
Yeah, I would love that,
explains
Chicky.
why such disasters can strike with little warning and enormous force.
The first characteristic is its sudden onset. With an ordinary mudslide triggered by heavy rainfall, the rain often lasts for several hours or even days before the mudslide occurs. The same is true of mudslides caused by melting ice and snow. But this mudslide triggered by an ice avalanche developed in a very short time. Some say the entire process lasted only 7 minutes. In fact, the ice avalanche itself took only tens of seconds from the moment the ice collapsed to breaking apart and disintegrating and finally transforming into a mudslide. Another key factor is the enormous volume of material. Our preliminary estimate is that the volume of the ice avalanche at the source may have exceeded 10 million cubic meters. With such a large amount of material, the resulting impact and destructive force were extremely strong.
Coming up on Global Watch in less than 2 hours, rescuers are racing against time after that huge mudslide hit southwest China's Xizang Autonomous Region and Nepal. We'll go live to our reporters on site for the latest on rescue, while experts will explain the reasons behind this devastating disaster. Do join us at noon Beijing time, that's 0400 GMT.
With the devastating mudslides at the China-Nepal border. Nepali officials say at least 270 people have been killed after a devastating mudslides hit China-Nepal border. Close to 1,500 people are missing. Beijing says nearly 100 Chinese nationals remain unaccounted for on the Nepalese side. Chinese Premier Li Qiang has arrived at the mudslide hit Zhirong County in China's southwest Xizang to supervise rescue and relief efforts. Earlier, China's first group of 141 rescuers arrived at Zhirong port with specialized gear for search operations, and a directing group in a Y-20 transport aircraft has been dispatched to coordinate joint military relief operations focusing on search.
But moving very fast in these times of the avalanches. Generally speaking, the glacier is moving quite regularly, but for this time, it is clapping from the higher altitude following the valleys, generating a very higher speed of the debris. And these floods, mixing together with the water, mud, and rocks, generating the damages compared with the normal flash.
Man, I've been playing Power World.
It is causing more
just because it's, I can turn off my brain, just relax.
It is located alongside the Himalayan mountains, and it is risked by other different weather events, including the dammed rivers. The possibilities of avalanches is on the rise.
China expresses its sincere condolences to the government of Nepal and the people affected by the disaster. China is maintaining close communication and cooperation with Nepal to support joint search and rescue efforts, and will provide emergency assistance based on Nepal's needs. China's rescue efforts treat Chinese and foreign nationals equally. Beijing is also in communication with the embassies of the relevant countries in China and keeping them informed of the latest developments.
Rescue efforts are being complicated by challenging terrain and more rain since it's still monsoon season. Chinese Premier Li Qiang arrived in the disaster zone as Beijing launched an urgent rescue and relief operation. CGTN's Chen Ziyuan is in the Xizang Autonomous Region.
The weather is really changing really fast, which means that some of the key efforts being carried out here on the ground, first of all, because of the complexity of the landscape, you can see heavy cloud behind me, as well as the sky is, even though it's evening, is still quite bright, but there are heavy clouds surrounding the mountains, meaning potential rainpour, also weather forecast coming in the upcoming days. Also, what we are seeing here is I'm currently at China's Annen's command center. What we're seeing here is that they are actually taking a rest. A majority of the search and rescue team that have been reinforced, the rescue missions have arrived here at Zhejiang County. And so far, some of the major work has been focusing on really having a good
Take a shot every time someone claims the Earth is flat or we've never been to the moon. Actually, no, don't do that. You die.
Flying out to give an estimate of the damage as well as the impacted area. According to the information I got from the command center in the county, they said that they have divided the impacted area into 6 zones. Each zones have drones as well as carry out communication support as well as support for technology. So those are the key areas that they have been focusing on in the past few days to carry out the mission. And so far, the location I'm standing right now is about an hour drive into the epicenter, but it's still quite challenging. First of all, the road that I've been through today is very bumpy, as well as they are very dangerous in terms of how weather change really quickly. In 1 second it's pouring, and another the sun comes out. So these are the situation that the search and rescue team are facing.
Sun Yuan reporting there. The danger is far from over in Nepal, and warnings are in place as authorities fear a flood lake could burst as water levels continue to rise. Raviner Bava is in hard-hit Trishuli.
This flash flood has caused unimaginable loss to property and life. This is Trishuli Bazaar, which used to be a vibrant market, one route which connected
We've never been to
Nepal
Earth.
to China for trade. The other route was also once damaged.
You know,
in
I believe that
floods.
one more.
2 bridges used to connect the other side of the river, but those 2 bridges have been swapped away in the
I just
flood
found some cool
fury.
road
Here you
cases
can see
because
the
I'm doing
damage
my
which has been
other
left
job while I
around.
do this because we're
Buildings
watching
are
just the moon
totally
while I'm reading
damaged,
news.
and now the
But they're cool
clearing
road
the
cases that
road is
open
going
up
on
and they have a
because there are
TV
some
stand that pulls out of the
buildings,
center,
structures are there,
and then you
people
pull the
who own
TV
those
out and you
houses
mount
want to
it.
go back and collect their important
That's pretty cool.
documents, their items. So they are
So the
waiting for
road
this
case
to
is
be
the
cleared
mount?
so they can access their broken
I
houses
think it's
from
cool.
where they can actually get their
No
property,
one
their
cares.
papers,
I
their
know.
valuables, which are
I
now
care.
under the debris. At the same time, the full swing operation of rescue is going on. The army headquarters, the army base is not very far away from here, where a temporary hospital has also been set up. So let's take you there to find out what's happening at the army hospital. Here at the army camp, the rescued are being brought in helicopters. A little while ago, some people who came in, an old woman who couldn't even walk was brought in. So these people who live up in the mountains, they have been really taken by surprise because of this flash floods, because they did not know something like this is going to happen.
I thought it was neat. I like stuff like that, where like if you can just wheel everything in and just pop open the cases and you're ready to do a show. Anything that makes my life easier while I'm working with silly college kids.
To be cautious and alert, especially the families who live along the riverbank. As you can see, a lot of family members have gathered here who have come to meet the ones who are rescued, who have come to also get some information about their missing family members. They have received calls about some information from the army, and so they are all lined up here. It's almost a chaos here with so many people coming down to find hundreds who have been missing in this floods that happened.
Chinese authorities have launched full-scale rescue operations after a mudslide hit Zhejiang Port in Zhejiang County in southwest China's Xizang Autonomous Region. 3 people have been killed and
Handrails would be nice.
558 are missing. The China National Space Administration says satellites have been deployed to carry out emergency imaging of the mudslide-hit area. Rescuers are also using small unmanned aerial vehicles to detect human heat source
You mean like the ones
signals,
that should have been on that
helping
6-foot-high
pinpoint
working platform when I broke my leg?
persons. More than 600 firefighters from the National Comprehensive Fire and Rescue Force have reached the area for emergency rescue. China has activated a level 2 national disaster relief response, country's second highest alert level. Authorities have also allocated 30,000 central relief supplies to support evacuation, resettlement and on-site relief efforts. Yuan reports from Zhejiang County.
supplies are coming in, tons of supplies from the Red Cross as well as by the ministry, dispatched by the Ministry of Emergency Management, have been
the people
sent
in
to this location. And
Colombia, yeah, they need to adjust their focus and their color too.
Meanwhile, settlements and those people who lost their home have been resettled to hotels, which allow them to at least have a place to rest. Meanwhile, in terms of the following up as well as the situation that will be carrying out in the next few days, they will continue to see and pretty much wanted to paint out a clearer picture of what the disaster really looks like.
Quite close to the Jilong Port, which is 7 kilometers to the Zhangjiang village. We have to stop here, but not only us. We have the militaries, the armed police, as well as several different forces being stopped here, and we also have the China Anneng bringing the rescue equipment. All of us have to be stopped here because we have heard some of this
permafrost collapse and some mining that was doing around the area.
For the Jilong Port, in the upper stream of the Jilong Port, there are some of the spillovers of the barrier lake, or what we call the dammed lake. So the water is flowing to the downstream, which is going to be the Jilong Port. That's the reason why they have stopped us here. And I'd like to introducing you for the latest information here. We are currently near the Laojiang village, and we can see that we are quite close to the Jilong Port, 7 kilometers away from the Jilong Port. Affected by the mudslides, we are here at the National Highway of J216. But as we are moving to the crossroads of the Jilong River, the roads has been damaged here and the telecommunication has been cut off. Starting from after the incidents, several forces has been gathered here, trying to reach to the Jilong Port. According to the latest information of the armed police, the road has
try it. It shouldn't screw me up. There you go.
The connections to 2 meters to the Jilong Port, 2 to 3 meters to the Jilong Port. But according to the general practices, we can drive
now try the full screen it. See if there's a button on there to full screen.
For the possible dammed lake. So we're going to see where the dammed lake is located. Here, this is what we call the Deding dammed lake or barrier lake. And in the monitoring, so the dammed lake has accumulated 2 million cubic meters of the water. So it is similar to the water volumes of 2 vast lakes. And with the accumulations, if there are some of the breakdowns of the lake's banks with 2,095 meters high up there, where the Jilong Port is located, and an altitude of 1,830 meters, the mudslide is going to be following the valleys and causing a secondary hazard, another wave of avalanches or another wave of the mudslides, which is going to bring in the further risk of the disaster relief work. Because of these reasons, all of the rescue team has to be suspended here, and we need to be retrieval from the on-site firefighters. And here we have some of the firefighters working here, but according to the latest information, we need to be those of the firefighters team working at the front line needs to be retrieval from a further 1 kilometers. Before my reporting, I heard some of this drone, and this is a detecting drone trying to taking up the images. The drone is going to be reaching to the dammed lake to provide us the further information for the monitoring of the dammed lake. to see what is happening in the dammed lake. And what is going to be occurred on the dammed lake. When the risk is under control, we're going to be starting our
Why is there a kid on the damn lake?
rescue operations. So our mission today, we are going to be introducing you. So the major missing personnel here is gathered in the Geelong port. This is where the rescue relief work is going to be clustered. But the difficulties is that for the G216 highway, it is totally broke because of the mudslides. So we cannot reach the Geelong port with the previous roads. And the Geelong port is near the Geelong rivers.
You do you, man.
There is also massive sediment accumulated here. So the local government is adopting the waterway to be approaching the Geelong port. And at the same time, while accelerating the speed, there's another area, that is to say, this is the Geelong County, the Geelong town. So once they are arriving here, we are going to be arriving at the Raby village, which is at the upper stream of the Geelong port. And through the Raby village, they have some of these country routes which can be approaching to the Geelong port. There's another route where we can get to the Geelong port through the Raby village. But the route it gets to the Geelong port is also passing the river banks. It is also going to be affected by the dammed lakes. So this is another way to approach to the Geelong port. But we are accelerating to the Geelong port through the Geelong town to get to the South County to the Guobao village. We can also see this is the areas approaching the dammed lake. So when they are approaching the Guobao village, they are going to be trying to approaching the dammed lake, bringing us the latest information, trying to have some of these decisions about the dammed lake. They are accelerating their work to approach the dammed lake. So according to the
why does she really not like that lake?
The on-site visit can be gathered here. The missing personnel rescue work.
The on-site wizard?
Another part is the research and information update from the dammed lake, because the local geographic conditions is really complicated. And since the dammed lake is located at the heart of the mountain, so all kinds of the rescue forces is trying to approaching the areas. So we have several different teams of the drones monitoring the dammed lake. And this is all the barrier leak, which is going to be paving the ways for the second round of the disaster relief work. Through this kind of a map, I'm going to introduce you what happened with
They're stealing the moon!
Firstly, when this mudslide occurred, it is nothing like what we have experienced before. For these times of the mudslides, before the Geelong court doesn't have rainy days before these times. For these times of the avalanches, it is what we called the ice rock triggered mudslides. So here we can see there is a massive areas of the ice and snow here. What is it? It is the glacier. So within the diameters of the 25 kilometers, a large chunk of the glacier breaks down from the ice and snow mountains. We are estimating that in this region, the total area is around 25.44 square cubic meters. The highest altitude goes to 7,230 meters, and for those of the glaciers breaking down from the mountain tops, we believe their altitude
that's pretty cool.
is around 5,200 altitude. That is to say, the gap between the discrepancies between the two areas is around 4,000 to 5,000 meters, with the wave of ice and rock and mud flashing down. It is gushing the Tuojian River and flashing to this point of the Deding River, where it is going to be seeing a 90-degree turning point. So when it is
kind of a cool look though with the
region,
clouds going by. Not optimal for viewing, but still cool looking.
200 to 3,000. We have a distance of this altitude surpassing 200 meters. The ice layers and rocks flashing down is posing a huge point of the energies. There are two parts of the evidence. When the avalanches occurred, we have tested for around an earthquake with a magnitude of 5.1. We have tested this kind of seismic waves, but the seismic wave is not, the earthquake is not triggering this avalanche. On the contrary, it is the avalanche triggered earthquake. So that is to say, for these times of the avalanche, the energy break is equivalent to a magnitude 5.1 earthquake. So you might have some impressions of the 5.1 earthquakes. So if you are approaching the centers, you are going to feel the tremblings, and there are some of the cracking downs of these houses. And if there are some of the avalanche occurred here, with a 5.1 meters. So we might be noticing that the releasing of the energy is nothing like the earthquake. It is spreading in multiple dimensions. So while it is cracking down through these mountains and valleys, they have to follow the valleys. That is to say, for the 5.1 meters, the energy it brings is going to be following this narrow river bank. The energy it brought is just like an earthquake.
I haven't seen the bat yet, but that's cool.
The glacier breaking down here, when it's reaching the Deding, the turning point for the rivers, the highest imprint it can goes to is around 100 meters. That is to say, the total wall of water and mud and debris can go as higher to 100 meters. And while it is flushing down, and according to the information of the experts, the clashings of the glaciers only takes 7 minutes to reach the Daron port. That is to say, over 200 kilometers per hour. It is the speed of the bullet train. And this continues if you are located in the Daron National Park. It is more, the avalanches or the mudslides is galloping the national park like a bullet train. There's no time left for any disaster relief work. And when it is reaching the Daron part, the total thickness of the water could cover
The sickness of the water.
building.
Get up, come on,
So
get down with it.
That is to say, according to the experts,
Come on, get down with the
thickness
sickness.
is going to be as high
You mother
as
effers,
15
get
meters.
down with the
So I'm going to
sickness.
be,
Open up your heart
elaborating to you one
and let it flow into
concept
me.
here.
I think it's open up your
So
hate.
we have always been
but-
calling the mudslides. There might be some of the water inside. And from the latest information of the experts, with 25.4 kilometers glaciers, while it is washing down, it is melting down, while it is colliding with the riverbanks. But as the experts is telling us, there are some of the water inside. So when the icebergs breaking down here, this massive water following these kind of areas, they are burning the rocks and generating the massive numbers of these kind of mudslides here. Finally, I'd like to tell you what is happening here. So we have heard the latest information that we can be heading toward to the disaster hitting areas. So I'm going to try my best to wrap it up here. We are going to say that the port is sitting between the mountains. So when there are some clearing occurred, with such a steep mountains, any single avalanche is going to be causing the damages to the local village. This is the geographical conditions. Second reason is because of the climate change in the past few years, causing a frequent occurrence of the avalanches. Thirdly, the earthquake occurred in Nepal is making the local geographical conditions, weakening the local geographical conditions. So one times of the avalanche is bringing much more rocks and muds compared with the previously. So I'm going to be wrapping up here, and I'm going to be heading toward the Jerome port.
Go on, come on, get down with the sickness.
China expresses its
Here's Costello out there looking at people getting arrested. Here's a lady with the DUI checkpoint while we watch the eclipse. Some a little bit more of a pulse.
So they're getting a rate reading. Trae bebidas ahí, ¿no? Ahí está. They have a kid. They have a kid in the car, and I think they were drinking and driving.
Drinking and driving with a little Chilton in the car.
I think they were drinking and driving.
By the way, if you guys like the stream, you like me having the audience participate,
An open container, and they tried to pass it off as water at last minute. Creo que el policía vio que estaban tomando, tenían un envase abierto, y el policía creo que lo miró.
if you like having people here, make sure you guys donate so we can keep doing more stuff like this. Do you guys like where I move my VTuber? I feel like this is better. Everybody else kind of does this shot. Probably because our arms don't move much. How far away is that, Cheeky?
Le estaban agarrando la mano porque le estaban deteniendo, tomando el pulso.
Oh, silly me. My bad.
Lo arrestaron. Okay, they're bringing the driver out. Oh, it's a lady. Es otra señora. It's the ladies' night tonight. Drinking and driving. Venía tomando. I mean, when I say let your girls drive, I mean, I don't mean like let your girls drive and drink. Cuando yo dije dejen que ellas manejen, no dije que dejen que ellas manejen y que vayan tomando, pero este sí se pasó. This guy misunderstood. He misunderstood the assignment. Unsafe vehicle.
80 hours per week is not that many hours. It's only 20 hours a week, or 80 hours per month. It's only 20 hours a week.
Passed it off as it was water or something else. And the
That's very
officers-
low.
Ella venía tomando y ellos quisieron pasarse como que era agua o algo. Oh, la otra señora ya pasó. La otra señora ya pasó, ya se fue.
¿Ya se fue? Ah,
Sí,
qué
sí,
bueno.
sí. The other lady passed the test. Yep, the car won't start now.
It's 60 to 7 hours per week. That's crazy. I would be on that long if there was shit going on.
That's crazy. She was driving, drinking and driving. I don't know what she was drinking, but they tried to pass it off as if it was something else. And they were saying, no, I saw you. Ella venía tomando y en el carro traía a su niño y a su esposo. Now the car won't start. The car's dead. Let the jump started. Se le apagó se apagó el carro y no prende. Undercover. Yeah, the kid was in the back. The kid was in the back. The location is Vermont in second. Estamos sobre la Vermont y la 2, Los Ángeles, California. This is Los Angeles, California, second in Vermont. She is the third driver, second woman driver. Este es el tercer chofer, pero la segunda mujer. La primera mujer ya pasó la prueba, ya la dejaron ir. First lady, they did the field sobriety test. She passed. She was allowed to leave. Get the rest of
They sent me 5 wonderful coffees from Australia. Australian brewed coffee. It's better than Foster's because I heard Foster's taste like balls. Bez from Ross, thank you very much for the wonderful 5 coffees, bringing us almost to halfway.
Bez Promise has just tipped $25. Coffee.
Give it more gas. Necesita más gas. The starter.
Now Bez must pick the next person to donate. He has to, it's like the executioner.
Mazda pickup truck, stick shift. No, pues ahí lo tiene, pues por eso le está dando. No, pero si es de botón. No, pues tiene que estar ahí la llave. So I remember I learned how to drive in a Mazda stick shift truck. And right underneath the seat, we always had a stick. With the freaking starter, when we go outside, freaking pump the starter.
Yeah, it's because, do you guys know why you hit the starter?
And then, oh, there it was. Then it will start. If not, if it was downhill, we just had to put it on neutral and roll it a little bit. So I had to learn how to drive with that junk.
Does anyone here know about the science behind why you hit your starter?
Pop the clutch. Go.
Yeah, so when your car's starter's not working, welcome back, Bez. Thank you very much for $25. It's because
Yes, she was driving that car.
Oh, nice, man. Mine, this is my Wednesday? No, it's my Tuesday, technically. My Wednesday will be Saturday, Friday. The starter gets carbon built up into it, and so you go and you smack it to try to get some of that carbon loose and try to get it to start. The Rave Cave. Look what Yuffie saw coming home to right now. Look at that boy. I want to eat him. I don't think the people would like it though if I came out there with my bow. Yeah, exactly. You got to get all the soot out of it, all the carbon. Yeah, nice buck walking down. They're coming towards the city because of the fires.
She is the third driver over here. Ella es la tercer chofer. El primero pasó la prueba y el segundo chofer era una señora. Ella también pasó la prueba. This is Los Angeles, California, second in Vermont. El niño sí traía su silla, sí, el niño sí venía en su silla.
Bro, it's worth my highest check that almost killed me was 106 hours in 2 weeks. Not much, never again. There's a guy that lived years like that. God damn. 43 years, I only recently found out we have deer here. In the country or just near you?
Lockdown, what's up?
Yeah, I don't know who's doing the bottom left. It might be a raw feed, that's why. But the clouds, I thought I was going blind for a second there because there's clouds passing by.
Not yet. Not yet. The first driver passed the test, second driver.
I mean, you can eat the roux, can't you?
Ella es el tercer chofer. Primero pasó, el segundo pasó, y ella es la tercera.
And koalas, hell, I heard koalas go up there and start. 6'1" meat's too tough. Oh, you got to get a smaller one.
So sad. I'm so sorry to be reading.
You couldn't. Well, is that like eating bear? Because if you kill a bear, right? Bear meat's like super tough and greasy, but it makes really good stew. You just gotta cook the shit out of it, boil it, and tenderize it. And like for bear, Instapot's your friend, right? A pressure cooker. I wonder if you can do the same thing with the big roux.
All right, so they're gonna start right there.
Well, you got to think too, Tricky. You actually, or not, I don't know why I keep saying Tricky. Cheeky, you got to think too, you know what you're doing with yours. So it's like with microphones, I tell people, you can do a lot with a $100 microphone. Where do you shoot a roux to hunt it?
We don't know yet, but I believe she was.
Like a deer, it's behind the back scapula, right? Try to get a longer heart shot. I don't know about a roux. I'm a pretty damn good aim with my bow. A rifle, depends on the distance, but if the roux's within 100 yards, I could hit him in the eye. Slow cook roux stew? I like the way that rhymes. $460,000 likes. Thank you guys. That's the only thing I ask. You guys help me out with the likes, shares, and follows. I'm also streaming on YouTube if you guys want to hop onto the stream and you guys can rewind and see what you missed. You want to see the others. I still liked it when I was in the middle of the Mojave Desert and looking up at the stars. That was pretty cool. No light pollution. Yeah, we have boars out here that you could hunt them any season. They're invasive. Let's go out there and put an arrow in them. The bad thing is I hate hunting boar because it breaks my goddamn shafts. Giggity. Because like you have the pig and you shoot him with the arrow and the freaking thing runs down the way and snaps off on a tree. Mind you, it messes up his internals while he's doing it, but like still. That's why I kind of like the micro shafts that pierce through. At least then I have a chance of recovering the arrow. Not a great chance, but better than nothing.
That's her kid in the background.
I want to take one of the pigs out with a 458 SOCOM. I think we'd just end up blowing it in half, to be honest.
Yeah, she was driving with her kid in the rear seat. The guy was in the passenger. She was drinking and driving.
Well, you got to be worried about hunting wild pig, because you got to cook the living piss out of it, because otherwise, trichinosis.
Call CPS. If she is DUI, then I don't know if the judge will then later on add a child endangerment charge.
Oh, by the way, left-wing influencer Brian Cranston solicited material support for far-left terrorist Italian collective A/I after it was sanctioned by the State Department. The collective provides web service to Antifa-aligned terrorist groups who have committed a number of violent attacks, including bombings and sabotage of critical public infrastructure. So Brian Cranston's now being investigated by the FBI. Roundworm, lugworm. What the hell's the other one? There's a few other ones too. Yeah, people were saying my two competitors got banned. I don't know what that's about. For playing copyright music, but it is what it is, I guess. I don't want to know who. I don't care.
She's trying to balance. Está tratando de balancearse ahí. So if you guys are just joining, this is a sobriety checkpoint. She came through the checkpoint, drinking and driving. She had that kid in the back seat. The guy was the passenger. She was driving. And now they're doing the field sobriety test. Si se van conectando, es un retén de licencia de sobriedad. Ella venía conduciendo. El muchacho que está ahí venía a la par de pasajero y el niño venía atrás.
They taste like depression, Soma.
Le están haciendo la prueba de sobriedad porque vieron que venía tomando en el vehículo. Estado de California, estamos en la ciudad de Los Ángeles sobre la Vermont y la 2, entre la 3 y la 2 de la Vermont. So this is 2nd and Vermont, Los Angeles, California.
Yeah, even the carbon fiber shafts break. I use carbon fiber shafts. Some people say to use aluminum ones instead, but aluminum puts weight and drag on your shots.
She forgot the steps. Se le olvidó que tenía que hacer.
Hey, don't make fun of my carbon fiber micro shaft. It's doing the best it does.
So that's the fail right there. Part of these tests is to see if you follow instructions.
Zoe!
Not being able to follow basic or simple instructions is also a sign of impairment. Not entirely. A lot of people get confused, but it could be. Parte de las pruebas de seguridad es viendo que si pueden seguir instrucciones simples y no todo el tiempo indica que viene tomada la persona, pero puede ser una indicación de que viene influenciado de alguna sustancia. She couldn't do it. No pudo hacerlo tampoco.
Oh, Guns Monthly, where I put with Kirsha on it.
Solo 10 segundos aguantó.
I was going to put different other VTubers on each of them, like whenever I do one of those.
Thank you guys for joining. This is a DUI checkpoint, Los Angeles, California. Second in Vermont, between third and second. She's the third driver. She was driving. That guy in the back and that kid in the back were in the car with her. She was seen drinking an alcoholic beverage. So now she's doing the field sobriety test. Ella venía conduciendo y venía tomando el niño y el muchacho que están ahí. Ella venía en el carro con ella.
They do some real damage. That takes lives. That's why we got Uber and Lyft, right? Designated driver.
I'm also streaming this on YouTube if you guys want to follow the YouTube stream, Castillo 80 on YouTube. You guys can rewind it when it started and see other previous lives.
Real moons have curves.
Esto en YouTube, Castillo 80 en YouTube. Pueden ver los otros amigos que
I said real moons have curves. If he gave it, just like, what? Raspberry. That's right. One day ahead, right? I want to shoot that damn deer Yuffie put.
All right, she has to touch the tip of her nose. She has to tilt her head back, close her eyes, touch the tip of her nose when the officer instructs her either left or right, the right hand.
I just seen that. But this is arbitrary.
No, I don't have any antlers or any hunting trophies. I'm not really big into doing that. I have like some antlers somewhere I made like knife handles out of, but I'm not really like big on that. Because I hunt for food, and I don't know. One, I don't know where the hell I would put them, and two, I don't want this thing looking at me every time I come in. You killed me!
All right, they might bring her around.
Might feel a little bad.
The breathalyzer. They're going to bring her around to this side. La van a traer aquí de este lado para hacerle la prueba.
Moon's totally gone over there on number 3. Tons of clouds.
This is Los Angeles Police.
You know, I don't know if she would care if we hung up like a deer head. You have to ask her. She might be all right with it. She might make me do in the garage, but.
What's up?
I don't think she would stop me per se.
TikTok or YouTube?
Here, we'll ask her.
I don't have Instagram.
Would you let me mount a deer head on the wall?
Yeah.
Garage?
Everybody has
Hey,
YouTube. You got YouTube? Oh, no, you got YouTube? Yeah.
Only in the garage and like a small one. So.
You wouldn't let us do it in the house?
No. No.
What about a bear?
No. Not.
Cougar?
No.
Antifa.
That's. We can discuss that.
Okay.
Yeah, right there.
I mean, I guess my man cave is my studio.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go there and live.
It would.
Take care.
I mean, with the antlers, it'd be bigger than my bow.
Yeah, like.
What about a jackalope?
That's fun.
She said the jackalope's fine. A bear rug? With or without the head? Bear rug's fine without the head. A blue helmet from the I can forget who the hell they are now. Why am I blanking on this? Why am I blanking on who the blue helmets are? I don't know why the hell I'm blanking on it. The UN. There you go. Blue helmets are the UN. It's just a metal helmet that's blue. It says UN on it. Thanks, guys. My fibromyalgia is slowly killing my brain. What about some Russian memorabilia from a dead guy? Okay.
Yeah, I'll tell you later, baby.
The Nazi bell? That's a flying machine. I don't have that fit in the house. What about a kangaroo with deer antlers?
Yeah, she was drinking and driving. With the kid in the car.
How big antlers? How big the roo?
What was she drinking?
A Japanese skull? No.
They try to play it off as.
How about a hopalope? I guess that's a kangaroo.
And the officer like, no. I saw you put it down there. Or something
I mean, we could. Oh, my camera took off. I would just, I don't know which program you used. Well, it wouldn't matter. All you would do is you go into OBS and you could do start virtual camera, and then you log into Discord, and then I would just grab that. Also, the skull would be radioactive. Well, it's from Japan. I mean, a radioactive skull? Probably. That probably wouldn't help. Just saying. Yes, Marksman.
So maybe because she just started drinking it, it's not. Yeah, so she passed.
How long does it take to register?
I don't know. I mean,
half an hour, right?
But she is gonna get it. Look, she is gonna get a citation. She's gonna get a citation for the open container. Sí le van a dar un ticket. She's gonna get a citation for the open container, but she's not getting a DUI. Le van a dar una multa por traer el envase.
I want a Bigfoot head. That's what I'd have.
So maybe because she started drinking.
Except they are apparently legal to hunt. So.
Low volume, like a truly or.
Did you slap? Did you slap Gay Ops' first tattoo? That's tradition.
It was like 4 or something like that. But
it looks nice. The tattoo artist did a good job on both of you. I ain't got no complaints.
Truly or something like that. She was probably drinking something.
I'm not into traditional style, but that doesn't mean it's not a good tattoo. They're great tattoos. Yeah, they're a protected species in Oregon. You can't go hunt Bigfoots. Russian memorabilia.
estar, pues sí le van a un ticket.
What else do you want me to? War trophy? What else do you want me to call it?
Apenas a tomarse lo que se venía tomando o estaba tomando algo de bajo grado que no le registró
I tried to send stuff. Apparently they sent you this plastic round, which sucks. I tried. I gotta go back. I think I'm just gonna find square like sleeves that go in.
Poco más, tal vez le hubiera registrado un poco más. She's lucky. Yo. I hope she doesn't do this again. Ojalá no lo haga otra vez. I bet the car's not going to start again.
Huh?
The car's probably not going to start again.
Did it not start when they tried moving it?
No, they had to jump start it.
Oh.
El carro no les prendió. Huh?
The Infiniti?
Yeah, it's that one right there.
Yours isn't done or his isn't done?
Where? Los Angeles, California, second in Vermont.
And I don't know, man. Like, I guess tattoos hurt, but to me,
Kids' phones are bigger than.
I don't know. I kind of just zen into them and I enjoy the endorphin rush. So it's just, I don't know. Again, the worst thing for me is just getting up to go and pee. Because I get annoyed. Because I get like zenned in. Okay, I'll call it a war trophy then. I still think your crazy ass wants to go back, but
Most likely explaining the citation, explaining what she has to do.
that's because I know you.
Creo que lo que están haciendo le están explicando lo del ticket, lo que tienen que hacer, todo eso. ¿Qué pasó? La muchacha pasó por el retén, bebiendo y manejando. Sign it or go to jail. Yeah, well, she signed it. She's taking her slip already.
Yeah, jackalope is when they take a rabbit and they put deer antlers on it.
Pero no la arrestaron. No sé, no te
Are they
dicen,
connecting your tattoos or just going to have them spaced out?
Alright, so now they're. Ah, sí, creo que sí. Sí tenía todo eso, pero nomás que no, pues venía tomando.
Pues sí, les dije que tenía, fue en ella, ¿ok? Sí, pues venían tomando, ese es el problema. Pero nomás le dieron tiempo.
Saber-tooth kangamoose. I'm down for that. I told my my tattoo artist I need to come see him so he could finish up my left arm.
Las white colors, trulies, o las que te gustan a ti, las Bud Light, a ti las que te gustan.
Es la que te digo. Ahí está, mira, güey. Mira, este está bien perro, güey.
Solo falta que ladre.
Ajá, mira. Mira, güey.
I will say the new machines, and especially if she's got a light hand, right? Because I think you had a chick that was doing yours. The lighter the hand, the nicer it is, right? Because if you have someone who's heavy-handed like my guy, he's usually great. But man, the minute his wife called, his ex-wife now, Jesus Christ, it felt like he was trying to put the machine through my arm. I looked over at him. I said, hey, watch what you're doing. And he's like, oh, the lines are fine. I was like, not that, dickhead. Okay, yeah, that's what I gotta do with my left arm too. I have like, I don't know, a 6x2. I think that's it. Oh, I have some screens we have to put stuff in. I have 2 little screens. I don't know what I'm gonna do with them yet. A room moose? Room moose would be cool.
We're there at Los Angeles, California, Vermont, and second.
Yeah, someone get our reach tattooed also.
Los Angeles, California. La dejaron ir, sí, la dejaron ir, pero sin antes darle una multa porque sí venía tomando. Le dieron el ticket por venir tomando. Pero no estaba, o sea, no le registró mucho suficiente como para arrestar.
Yeah, they're looking good. Like, it's looking good, the work that she did.
Vermont, Los Angeles, California. She got a citation.
I know you're a cheap bastard, so I'm just kidding. No, we're talking about tattoos, not handies from a hooker. We're talking about tattoos. I mean, I worked at a tattoo shop doing piercings, and I mean, my tattoo artist has owned 3 shops. Not quite the same, but and you saw his work. He does great work. But she sounds like she's, you know, good too. Sounds like you find a good winner.
Do something. That's Wilson. If you guys are interested in phlebotomy, he is the phlebotomist for DUI checkpoints. He's here tonight. If you guys want to follow him, his name is Mr. Wilson over at TikTok, or Joshua Wilson. Teaches phlebotomy at LACC, and I forgot what else. But if you guys are interested in that, you know, follow.
I don't know what the little what part was. The cheap bastard comment? That was just a joke. I don't think you're a cheap bastard. In fact, when you like stuff, you tend to spend a lot of money on it.
Está aquí de enfermero en el retén que le saca sangre a las personas. Y él da cursos o clases aquí en Los Ángeles. Y creo que también en el Valle. Pero ahí está la cuenta de él. Conéctense con él si quieren, si están interesados.
So many cults happening?
Mainly on weekends. Sometimes they start off.
Yeah, I looked at the work. It was pretty damn nice. I can put it on the stream if you want, but
especially during holidays.
People want that, I'll put it on there. They can press 1 in chat. I'll throw it on. We're not a cult, we're more of a militia.
Everyone is sober today, yeah. Not necessarily behaving, because the last lady, the last driver, she was drinking and driving, but she wasn't DUI. No necesariamente se están portando todos bien, pero no han arrestado a nadie. La última chofer pues venía tomando. An arrest? No, I'm not a cop. How many arrests? No arrests yet. 3 drivers tested. However, all of them passed the sobriety test.
Oh yeah, man, the Nepal stuff is wild.
She had a kid in the vehicle.
Like, these people are just, instead of like pulling the bodies out of the river that they drink from and bathe in,
so she's got a citation.
or, you know, whatever else, they're just poking them with a stick and then ripping out the earrings. One guy was like, hit someone in the face till the teeth fell out and pulling the teeth that had gold in them out. It was pretty brutal. Like, again, the rescuers found the guy who I told you he got torn in half. And they were like trying to move him, and like the looters were looking around like whatever was left. Just like, God damn, what is wrong with you people? I get he's not going to use it anymore, but Jesus. Like, talk about desecrating a corpse.
Am I bored? No, I'm not bored.
Yeah. So my me waiting on the can from Trappers is on hold. He's trying to cross his T's and dot his I's. But what is not on hold is me working towards my CCW.
You have a question? I might have an answer if you have a question. What's your question?
Somebody said, I can't believe that we live in a world where Miss Piggy had to post Instagram tributes to Bestie, Dolly Parton, and her ex-lover, Tim Curry, within 24-hour span.
Most of them know me. Most of them follow and they see the lives or watch the videos. So, yeah. ¿Ya vieron la luna? Yo no veo la luna de aquí, de este lado. ¿Dónde está la luna, güey? ¿Dónde está la luna? ¿Dónde está? Oh, it's over here, look. You guys are not paying attention. The moon is over here. No están poniendo atención. Ahí está la luna. Look at the moon right there. It looks cool.
No, it's starting in that red tint.
Too cloudy? Yeah, I mean, we were able to see it, but there are some clouds in front of that moon. For eclipse. Partial eclipse. Oh, Howard, thank you. That was tight. Oh yeah, Los Angeles, California, second in Vermont. How many people? 3 drivers tested, no arrest. The last one just got a citation for an open container.
Anyways, donate so me and Markson can go to Ukraine for a vacation.
Again? You want to see the moon again?
We're going to go see the sights.
All right.
The wonderful people.
Oh, look, ya se está escondiendo más. Mira. Oh, it's there's a cloud in front of it. That's why it looks like that, but it's crazy. It looks a lot cooler on YouTube.
Trump remain in the moon yet? Well, we heard the only ones that planted a flag on it.
Driver, look.
Though China at one point claimed that they landed on there too. I think it was all bullshit.
Oh, damn, this guy, they got him out already. Bringing him out.
CJ or what? It's the moon. What? Come on, Mark, so we could go play around in the Rocky Hellscape.
He's gonna go inside of the parking lot. So here they are dentro del parque.
Oh, crikey, there's a Russian.
Alright, they're gonna bring him over here.
Oh.
¿Qué onda? Es un retén de licencia de seguridad. Él es el
Oh, yeah, really bad stuff's about to happen there very, very quickly. I've been reporting on that. I thought the shit started last night. That's why I was, yeah, this morning at like 5 a.m. I was reading some stuff and I thought, oh, well, this is it, right? This is, Russia's already threatened Britain now and other people around there and the proxies of the area. I think China's probably been delivering them shit from the back end. And so in Ukraine, so Putin does not like to lose. And Putin wants to keep Russia strong by all means. So there's a lot of crazy shit that could happen. It's not just nukes though. It could be anything. He could switch to chemical weapons. He could switch to phosphorus. I think they have a lot more shit in their arsenal that's very scary than we would like to admit. And then on top of it, we have other countries are keep showing up there and acting like it's a playground to just go kill Russians. And, you know, I'm not a big fan of the Russians myself, but I think they're getting a little pissy at it. Well, right, war crime shit, but I still think Putin might be dying of something like cancer, and he just doesn't give a shit. He's like, I'm gonna be dead anyways. They use phosphorus now. Well, there you go. So that says it. Oh, what else do you think's gonna happen? Do tell. Do tell. You mean the assassinations? Or are you talking about the, what was the other thing? Because I know they also talked about hitting Chernobyl and blowing that up just to release radiation too. Like I said, still be a weapon. Then there's the hacking. Trump went out today and said, we're in a national security risk and to start working on upping the power grid. But it's also the internet grid. Right, there's no such thing as war crimes unless you enforce it. You have to be the victor of a war to be able to enforce them, and then you can do something. But I think we all, hopefully everybody knows that. Otherwise, yeah, it's all bullshit. I think Zelensky got himself in a situation that he probably didn't want to be in.
It looks like he's doing sign of shit. He looks a little too sure. Como que anda muy seguro de lo que anda diciéndole. He's sure of whatever he's saying. Anda bien prendido. He's all lit. This is Los Angeles, California, Vermont en second. Estamos en la Vermont y la 2, Los Angeles, California. No, this is not the first guy. He's the fourth driver. If you guys missed any of the drivers, I'm streaming this same live on YouTube. You can catch up.
But I think also it's not a great idea that Britain's out there poking the bear.
Estoy también transmitiendo esto en YouTube, el mismo en vivo, si quieren ver los otros choferes, pueden regresar el en vivo.
Oh. Well, I did not know that. But that does make sense.
Body language, over-explaining, and all of that.
So apparently white phosphorus is not banned at all, and everyone uses it, including us. Well, there you go. Just people make big deals about it over nothing.
You got jiggy with it.
Or is it just like a good hot button word to use?
Que se parece a ti. Perico. Yeah, maybe.
And now there's the red blood moon that they're talking about.
station, Los Angeles, California, 4th and, I'm sorry, 3rd, between 3rd and 2nd on Roma. There it goes, ahí va. Estamos en la Roma, Los Angeles, California, so, entre la tercera y la 2 de la Roma.
You're very welcome. It was very educational. Probably good for taking on armor, I'm guessing. Tanks, weaponry, stuff like that. But again, Trump came out today saying we need to start, like, hardening our power grid. He talked before about the internet, but honestly, a bunch of old bastards who don't know how the internet works or data transfer.
He's drunk. Might be.
Because it wouldn't be too awfully difficult for people to script a lot of shit for the civvies. Military is a lot harder, but I had a guy that walked into a transfer station, shot with a rifle, took out power for people for like days, and just a video with a fucking rifle.
No arrest yet. He is the 4th driver.
Oh, for when they pop up the flares? That makes sense.
No arrest. Garvey might be the first one. Aquí Garvey tal vez sería el primero. 4 choferes esta noche. No han arrestado a nadie. Where is this? Los Angeles, California.
He did hit their, what was it, Blackberry or Huckleberry or something facility?
Thank you for that gift. Mira nomás cómo mira cómo se mueve. Oh my gosh. It's definitely funny. Es bien chistoso. Mira nomás. Definitely on something.
Trey.
Este sí anda bien entrado. Este sí parece que anda bien entrado. Mira.
But again, I think a lot of bad shit's coming quick.
Thank you, Billy.
Like, I don't know, I pulled out some of my rifles, I oiled them up, checked to make sure all the parts were working, went through and cleaned out my handguns and checked my ammo, made sure my plate carrier was properly adjusted. Now, that could be bad shit's coming, or it could be Markson was doing it too, so I decided to do it. I was like, oh, that's a good idea, I need to get on that. I have snap caps for my weapons.
set up the line. There it is. Ahí está. Dang. That looks pretty cool.
No, I don't keep discharge brass in the chamber. Again, the sound caps are nice. It's like $5 for a pack. Throw them in there.
I think that's why my head hurts right now.
I don't know if I would try thermite. I don't know. I'm not into doing anything wonky with my firearms.
Head's hurting. This is Los Angeles, California. Second in Vermont. Estamos en la 2 y la Vermont. En Los Angeles, California. Thank you, Melly. Jill, thank you. Alright, let me try to get in front of this guy so you can see how he walks.
I used it to take down a tree. I'm just waiting for the moon stuff to finish, and I'm probably gonna head out for the night. If you guys want to donate, we're at the $45, halfway there. Oh, we're halfway there. Woo, woo. Hitting people with the chair. Yep, that's the blood moon. So it's funny, I got this mesh chair, like, I don't know, a couple of years ago. Mesh office chair. And now all the streamers I see have the same chair. Because everyone got rid of those stupid, got rid of those stupid gaming chairs because they're killing people's backs and asses. Get the mesh ones. They have like one of them where your ass just kind of sits in a mesh like a hammock. Yes, I feel Belarus and all those areas getting ready for something. So there's the blood moon for you. I'm just waiting on Cheekies. Finish waxing or waning or whatever the hell it is. Uncovered. Yeah, it has an office chair. Like full back adjustable office chairs one I got. Got a tree chilling my moon vibes. It's not good. Oh yeah, I think Russia's gonna get more wild. I think China wants to get involved. Again, we are in World War III, it's just not a hot war. It's a lot of information, a lot of backstabbing, a lot of information shit.
zipper. Anda diciendo que el zipper lo tiene abierto. He's definitely putting on a show for you guys. Definitivamente les está dando un show ahí a ustedes. Thank you. The moon is making him act like that. La luna es lo que le está haciendo actuar así. Oh, what the? Oh, he missed that little bit. Thank you.
It's all good. I'm going to call it a night here, actually. Since this is my second show of the day, I'm calling it a night. You have a good one, everybody, and take it easy. I will talk to you all tomorrow. If anything really crazy happens, I'll jump back on. Ugh, that's terrible crack shot. And then the other stuff just went dead too. So you have a good night, everyone. Take care. I love you all. If you guys want to donate, that'd be great. We're at $45. We could get to halfway. That would be amazing. And you have a good, fantastic night tonight. Bye-bye, everybody. Take care.